Hi there, it's VJ Chambers. I was last night looking around on YouTube and I found that I had done exactly one video blog in the history of my entire life. And I thought, well, this is silly. I should do more video blogs, especially since it's nice to rest my hands so I don't have to type every Friday. So I thought maybe I'll try doing these updates as vlogs and we'll see how that works. So, first of all, I still can't talk about my big news yet this week. I have promised that I will keep it a secret for a little bit longer, but I really don't think it's that difficult to guess. But at any rate, I will talk to you about that soon. I was a little bit more productive this week. I was able to write 21,000 words this week, which is up from 14,000 words last week. It's nowhere near 40,000 words a week, and I just don't think that's maybe ever going to happen again for the next, I don't know, 10 years of my life, uh, maybe longer. So I've just, that's fine with me, because it's crazy anyway to try to write that many words in a week. Um, Only crazy people do that. And I used to last year this time I wrote about 20,000 words a week. Anyway, I guess 25 was what I was doing last year this time. So I don't know why I thought I needed to go faster and more. And anyway, it didn't really turn out much faster because I wrote more words a day, but then I just kept making my books longer. So I just kept publishing a book a month anyway. So I don't know that it made any difference. So if I have to go back to 25,000 words a week, I'm okay with that. And the reason for that is basically just that I now only have energy in the mornings, and by the time that the afternoon happens, I'm just dead. So I can't do anything and just lay around like, so I have to get everything done in the morning, and so I'm trying to get about 5,000 words done every morning. Okay. So the book that I'm working on right now, that's what I want to talk about. Okay, so it's called Under a Raging Moon, and it is about Cole and Dana's daughter Piper, but you shouldn't feel as if you have to have read any of the Cole and Dana books to read this book. And this book has a far more conventional sort of sense of morality, um, as much as any of my books do, I suppose. But the idea for this book is maybe a mixture of the movie Stoker with Nicole Kidman, a V.C. Andrews book, and Interview with a Vampire. So what I have here is, instead of like, this isn't like V.C. Andrews, but like the other two things is a sort of sexy bad guy who actually is a bad guy. And a lot of my books, I have sexy bad guys, but then in the end, you're not sure if they're really bad because the girls just, fall for them anyway. But in this case, he's an actual bad guy, and but he's still kind of sexy. So that's fun. And what can I say about that book? The other thing that's going to be fun about that book is it's the first in a series of books that will have, they won't necessarily follow a timeline or follow one set of characters, but they're all going to have a connection of a place, and the characters from the other books will appear in the other books, one of those kinds of series. And it will be called A Carnival of Wolves. And they're all werewolves, transient, sort of gypsy type traveler werewolves who work at a traveling carnival. Which, I don't know, I just thought it was cool. And I don't care. I know it would be better if I would try and pick something to write that was popular, but I like carnivals. So there. So that's, I guess, what I'm not going to say anything else about that book. Maybe I'll say a little bit more next week. I did get it completely outlined, so I know where it's going, and I think it's going to be pretty good. So for my final thing that I thought I would talk about today, I just want to briefly, because in my other vlog I was talking about television shows, and I remember that I used to blog about television shows all the time. But what happened was this. I started doing, like, the only way I could get anybody to participate on my Facebook page was to say something about the Vampire Diaries. So I would do, that would be the only thing I would do on Facebook, is I would, like, make some comment about the Vampire Diaries, and I'd get comments, and then, like, it would make my page actually show up in people's feeds. But then Facebook changed everything, and now it doesn't matter, because they only want to show people pictures or something. I don't know. And besides, nobody's even watching the Vampire Diaries anymore except me. So, and if people do comment, like, all they'll comment is just, like, how annoyed they are with, like, how much they hate Elena. And I'm just like, okay, well, Elena was never the point of the show. Elena's an every woman. Like, she's just a blank slate. Like, there's nothing to Elena. There's nothing to like about her. There's nothing to dislike about her. She's a non-character. She's not the point of the show. The point of the show is everybody else interacting with her. So, whatever. But that's not the point. So, anyway, I just stopped putting stuff on Facebook. And I, like, wanted to blog about the shows, but I noticed that if I blogged about the show as opposed to just writing a small Facebook update, that nobody would respond to the blogs, but that people would respond to the Facebook updates. So I was just, like, being a little bit of a whore. I was like, whatever you want, let's just do what you want. So I stopped doing the blogs and just was doing these Facebook updates. But now I stopped doing the Facebook updates, and I don't care anyway, because nobody is interested in my blogs. I'm like, I will blog every day on every Friday for 2 years, and eventually commenters will come. Like, people will show up. It's just gonna take time. Just keep at it. So that's my belief. Maybe video blogs are the answer. This is gonna turn it all around for me. We'll see. So today, anyway, I thought I'd talk about another CW show, because as just in order to annoy me, of course, the CW is all gone on hiatus. So, like, the originals, Vampire Diaries, and a whole bunch of other shows, like and Reign, which is, like, my favorite show of all time right now. It's so good. Oh my god. They're all on hiatus right now, and I have to wait until, like, the middle of April. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do in the summer. I think I'm just gonna, like, stick something sharp in my eyeball and die or something. 'Cause this is, like, it's so sad when the television shows aren't on. I don't even know who I am anymore. I'm being melodramatic here, in case you don't realize. So I wanted to talk a little bit about a show called Star-Crossed, which is on the CW, and that I don't think anybody likes. And I don't know. So I wanted to just do a very quick in defense of Star-Crossed, and I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes. So, one of the things that's really cool about it is that every single episode is named, like, the name is a quote from Romeo and Juliet, which says to me that these people know what they're doing. Like, it's deliberate that they have taken this sort of Romeo and Juliet stuff and then put that onto the show. So that's pretty cool. So right away that gets, like, A+ from former English teacher. And I think it's being pretty smart with the fact that there's a kind of prejudice storyline going on. The other thing is that people keep going, oh, it's just like Roswell, or, oh, why can't the CW do a show which doesn't have teenagers in love in high school? And one of the teenagers is supernatural, and I'm like, that's what the CW does. But the thing is that the romance in the show is actually really understated, and she and what's-his-face, Roman, haven't even gotten together until, like, last week or something. So it's much more about, like, the political, the aliens versus the humans, and the environment of that, than it is about the romance. I think that the romance is just kind of there, but it's more about like um, the people. And I think it's actually a pretty intelligent show and it's pretty cool. Um, the chick, she even looks like Elena. It's funny how they did this casting thing where you can see they specifically tried to cast so that they looked like people in the Vampire Diaries. It's pretty creepy. I think they were hoping like maybe just we don't know what worked about the Vampire Diaries, so let's try to cover our bases and see if we can become just as popular. Um, at any rate, she's not a very interesting character, but that's not the point. The point of the shows is never that. Like, if they had a show with an interesting female character, no one would like an interesting female teenage character. No one would watch it because all the teenage girls would be like, "I don't like her. She has that personality and a character and flaws." And teenage girls, especially, just they're really, really hard on anyone who's flawed, and they spend all of their time trying to not be flawed. If you were a teenage girl, you know that this is true. At any rate, I've gone over my 10 minutes. So I just wanted to say, Star-Crossed is actually a good show. It will probably get canceled, but I like it. And that's my little plug for Star-Crossed. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this video vlog.